Warning: the following episode may contain adult language and explicit content. Parental discretion is advised. In other words, sometimes I curse. I'm sorry. Nah, I'm not sorry. It is Monday, April 4th, 2016, and this is Johnny Knows Best. This is episode 13, entitled, Why the Walking Dead Finale Was Stupid as Shit. That's the name of the episode. And, usually before these episodes, I like to come in and put some intro music in front of them when I edit them and together before I put them up. I usually put some music in front of the episode, my intro music that usually pertains to whatever it is that I'm talking about, but didn't feel like that I need to do that today, because this is basically going to be a rant. I'm about to go into rant mode, so I'll give you a warning in advance. If you don't want to hear me rant, then you probably should turn this episode off right now, because this is mostly going to be a rant. Sometimes I go into rants. If you're my Facebook friend, as you may know, sometimes I do that, but I just finished watching. Well, actually, I watched it last night after I attended WrestleMania 32 at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. I'm on my way back right now as I'm recording this in the car. As we're coming back home, I'm in the back seat, so don't worry, I'm not driving. But I'm recording this episode. And I just want to give my thoughts about last night's season 6 finale of The Walking Dead that I watched at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know, it was real late when I saw it. But I had to watch the download because I missed it live because I was at WrestleMania and, I couldn't watch both at the same time, unfortunately. I wanted to watch it live, but WrestleMania was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go to it. I had a lot of fun. I'm going to do another podcast about WrestleMania and NXT TakeOver that I went to on Friday night. And a lot of other stuff that I did on my vacation in general. That, after today, my vacation will be over. Tomorrow I go back to reality. I go back to work tomorrow. And I'm not really ready to do that. I wish I had another week of vacation, but the longer and longer you take off, the harder and harder it is to go back to work. So I'm kind of glad to be going back tomorrow and get back in the swing of things. I'm gonna go a whole nother year before I take some time off. I'm gonna try to go the whole calendar year without taking off. That's gonna be difficult, but I'm going to open my account this week, probably tomorrow, before I go to work. Open up my WrestleMania 33 Orlando account to start saving for next year's trip. So I can go do that next year. That'll be a little bunch of fun, but that's not what this episode is about. Today's episode is about why the Walking Dead finale was stupid as shit. And I'm going to get into that. So, anyway, I watched this particular season 6 finale of The Walking Dead last night. And, man, oh man. Okay. First of all, a couple weeks ago, my boss, Josh, at Beef Brave, he told me that, he warned me, rather, this might happen. He said that his friend told him that Negan when Negan finally does show up, it'll be at the end of the episode, and then he was going to do the any, mini, mighty, mo thing, much like he does in the comic books, by the way. He does it the same way. He has everybody lined up in a circle or in a line, and he does any, mini, mighty, mo, and then he beats a character to death basically with the baseball bat. His baseball bat, Lucille. He beats the character to death. So, but then Josh said that his friend said that it was going to cut off at that moment, and we weren't going to get to see on the TV show. Excuse me. We weren't going to get to see on the TV show who Negan was going to beat to death. So he told me that, and then I was like, well, I hope that doesn't happen, because that'll be pretty dumb if that's what they do. And I know a lot of other people will feel the same way, if they watch that and they just, basically if it ends on a cliffhanger with Negan killing somebody, obviously if he beat somebody in the head with a barbed wire bat, they're going to be dead. And then you don't know who it is, and you have to wait basically 6 months, because the Walking Dead premiere doesn't come on until October. So basically it's a 6 month wait to find out who he killed on the episode. I said that'll be pretty dumb. I hope they don't do that. Surely Robert Kirkman and the showrunner Scott Gimple, or whatever his name is, surely they wouldn't do something as dumb and stupid as that. Well, lo and behold, and then even last week, leading up to this episode, I read a few articles on, I think, comicbook.com, where Lauren Cohan, the woman that plays Maggie on Walking Dead, where she had made some comments that would lead you to believe that they're not going to reveal who the person is that dies. So I wasn't going into this last night's episode unprepared for this ending. I was just really hoping and really wishing that they wouldn't do it and they wouldn't follow through with it. But they did, though. That's what they did. They ended up doing just what Josh and his friend has said. They left this in a cliffhanger. The season 6 finale ended in a cliffhanger where we know Negan killed somebody. It's one of 8 or 9 people, however many people it was in the line. We know he killed somebody. We don't know who it was that he beat to death. They left it ambiguously, and so you don't really know what the hell happened. And as you can tell by the title of this episode, I think it was stupid as shit. The whole thing. Not the whole episode. There were parts of the episode that I liked, but the way it ended was really just dumb. What was the whole point of doing it that way? And now you're telling me that I gotta wait till October. Whenever The Walking Dead premieres, it's like the first or second week of October. I gotta wait and find out who Negan killed. You know he killed somebody. Yeah, I didn't like this at all. I think it's really lazy writing. And maybe, honestly, maybe it wouldn't bother me so much if Walking Dead hadn't done something like this earlier this season with the whole Glenn Dumpster thing. Spoiler alert, by the way. But I assume you saw that if you're playing this and listening to this and you saw the finale to last night's episode, I assume that you saw earlier in the season when they did the whole Glenn falls off the dumpster. Well, I'll get into that in a minute, but I'm going to keep it on this for this subject. And there were lots of reasons why I thought it was dumb, but I'm going to get into those reasons, and I can list the reasons why this is stupid and why they should have just either went ahead and done something else or not even shown Negan. I kind of wish now they hadn't even shown Negan or even got up to this point, and they would have just went in another direction. Because I would even like that, even though they've been name dropping Negan for the past 5-6 episodes, or since the mid-season finale, they've been name dropping Negan. So Negan was going to show up before the end of the season. But now I kind of wish they had went that route. And but yeah, okay. I have a multitude of reasons why that this was done. Number one, it's just, to me, it's 6 months. If it was only a couple of weeks and we had to wait, or a month, the whole Glenn thing that happened earlier in the season, they stretched that out a month. Okay, let's say it was a month, and it's April 4th right now. Let's say by the end of May, we would know for sure, who got killed on last night's episode. Okay, that wouldn't be as bad. That'd still be kind of dumb and silly and kind of frustrating, but that I can understand. Say it was 2 months, and it would be like the end of June before you find out. Okay, that I can understand because you have something to look forward to, towards the beginning of summer, or even in July or August. Okay, the middle of summer, end of summer. You have something to look forward to. But the season 7 premiere is not going to be until October. I don't know exactly what day in October. I haven't looked that up yet. But it's not going to be until October. That much I know. That much is a given, So that's when it usually premieres, unless they decide to move it up. Maybe they'll get so many complaints that they have to move the season premiere up or something. I don't know. But I think there are going to get a lot of complaints and a lot of negative reviews from this, just because of how they pull that off. It's insulting to the fans, I think, for you to think that you can, it's nothing, there's nothing like smart or cool about it to end the show, in a cliffhanger like this. Cliffhangers are okay when they make sense. I like cliffhangers on TV shows. Like, the Lost cliffhanger, the cliffhanger they had on Lost, where you find out that, there's somebody that died on the island, or somebody that died on Lost, and there's somebody in the casket, but they don't tell you, I think, until like the end of the season, the end of the next season, who died and who's in the casket. I like cliffhangers like that make sense. There's been a lot of other cliffhangers in other TV shows that I can't, Smallville used to do that. They used to have cliffhangers sometimes where you wouldn't know what happened and you have to wait over the summer. But nothing like this, nothing to this degree, nothing this bad to where they basically been hyping this mess up for weeks. Since December, I think, when they had that mid-season finale and they name-dropped Negan and people had to go Google and find out who Negan was. And they've been hyping this up for weeks. And you knew, whether or not you follow the comics or not, you knew that a major death was coming once Negan popped up. You knew it. You can't tell me you didn't know. So that's why I think it sucks worse for people who don't read the comics, who don't know the, what happens in the comics, where they don't do a cliffhanger in the comics, by the way. He kills a certain character, and that character dies. I'm not going to spoil who that character is. I think it's widely known by most people that, even whether they read it or not, but I'm not going to spoil who that character is. But not that I think that telling you who that character that dies in the comics, I don't think it's going to be the same person in the show. I really don't. And there's a lot of evidence to lead me to believe that it won't be the same person. But just in case it is, I'm not going to spoil it. But in the comics, there's not a cliffhanger. It just happens. It's brutal. He does it. He beats this person to death. It shocks the other characters in the room. And it's like, it's a game changer. Negan is just that. He's that villain from then on. That's how he gets the moniker as the worst villain in Walking Dead history. So I don't understand why they couldn't have just done that.